Welcome to Unveiling Mythical Legends. So you're saying that the world we see, hear, and touch might all be an illusion? That's insane. Maybe you should see a psychologist first. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and ring the bell so you won't miss our episodes.
I get how you feel. If you're already thinking about closing the video, I wouldn't blame you. But hold on a moment, we're not rushing into philosophy, and we're not trying to prove anything. Let's start with a simple little game. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Just imagine holding a lemon that you've just taken out of the fridge. Can you feel that icy cold, the texture of its surface?
Wow, I actually feel it. That's so weird, even though there's nothing in my hand.
Exactly, that's the strange part. Now imagine you pick up a knife and slice the lemon. Instantly, that sharp tangy scent hits your nose. Then you cut a piece and take a bite. How's that? Isn't your mouth starting to water on its own, and didn't your brow just furrow a little?
Oh my, I really do. That's so weird.
See? There's nothing in your hand, not a single lemon molecule in the air, yet your body was completely fooled. What does that tell us? It shows that your brain doesn't care about what's actually happening outside, it only cares about what it thinks is happening. In fact, right now, you think you're seeing a colorful world, hearing my voice, feeling the softness of your chair, but your brain actually lives in a completely dark, utterly solitary cavity. It has no windows, has never seen light, never heard sound. All it ever receives are streams of bioelectric impulses, like dry computer code.
So, the world we see is actually just the brain rendering it?
You could say that. And this rendering exists entirely to keep you from bumping into walls, from getting hurt, from taking the wrong path. That's why you perceive red as red, a melody as beautiful, a heartbroken person as real. In truth, the world is originally pitch dark. It's your restless mind that paints color onto this darkness and weaves a story out of it.
Hearing you say that, I suddenly feel like our whole life has been a VR game. This is absurd.
Haha, exactly. Remember that story of Unveiling you read as a kid, about the two monks arguing whether the flag was moving or the wind was moving? Unveiling walked over and said, "It's not the wind, it's not the flag, it's your mind that's moving." Back then, you probably thought the old monk was just showing off, but looking back now, isn't that a precise description of how the brain's rendering works? Is the flag really moving? No, it's just the truth completion effect your brain creates.
So, does that mean all the stress and anxiety we've been carrying through life is basically for nothing?
Haha, for nothing doesn't even cover it. Especially once you hit middle age, life feels unbearably heavy. Worrying about your children's marriages, getting angry over a few words, stressing over minor health issues, you feel like these pressures are massive mountains crushing you. But what if you realize that those mountains are just textures in your VR headset? Wouldn't that make things feel a little lighter?
I kind of feel relieved, like I can finally take a deep breath.
Now imagine another scenario. You're playing a super immersive racing game. You miss a corner, crash into a barrier, lose virtual coins, and you're so mad you want to throw the controller. Anyone watching would think you've gone insane, but what they don't realize is it's all just a stream of data, completely fake. Yet when we step out of the game and face the trivialities of real life, we become that same player, angrily throwing the controller, forgetting that this life we're living is also an immersive drama, just that the core engine has been switched to electrical signals.
I get it now. So the suffering isn't really suffering, it's just the brain evaluating certain signals, right?
Exactly. What you call suffering is your brain saying, this signal is a threat to survival, and it sends you a pain alert message. And yet, you actually take it seriously. How absurd is that? Everything you see, hear, and feel isn't the true nature of the world, it's just a low-budget movie your mind renders. Once you realize this transparent filter exists, liberation comes instantly.
So if I realize this, does that mean I can stop that kind of suffering? Can I finally be free from the weight of those mountains?
It's like stepping out of the game and becoming the director instead of just a player. You're no longer being led by that signal, no longer pouring all your energy into every false threat. You start observing it, analyzing it, even laughing at it. Suddenly, you think, how funny, I've been getting angry over a mere electrical signal? My nervous system took it so seriously and got completely fooled.
Haha, that does make life feel a lot lighter, but won't it feel empty? Doesn't that mean all the love and effort I put in is meaningless?
That's exactly the point. When you realize everything is just a rendering, you actually awaken true compassion. Because you see, you're not the only one wearing this VR headset. Look at your hot-tempered partner, your over-anxious child, the person cutting in line at the supermarket. They're all wearing the same headset, trapped in their own virtual theater, struggling desperately with illusions, completely unaware. When you observe them, what else can you feel but compassion?
So, you mean I don't need to try to change the world outside?
Exactly. It's like being in a movie theater, seeing the protagonist suffer terribly on the screen. Rushing up to tear the screen to save them won't actually change anything. The only thing you can do is go back to the projection room and adjust the projector. Your mind is that projector. Once you adjust it, the world you see will naturally change.
Wow, so does that mean I can control the visual style of my own life too?
Absolutely. Think of it this way, life's second half is like taking off the makeup. In the first half, we frantically slathered on oil paints, upgraded our gear, chasing flashy effects, status, reputation, controlling our children's lives, until our nervous system got worn out and shredded. We forgot that, at its core, this was just a game. True wisdom isn't about winning first place, it's realizing that it's all just a game.
So does that mean I can start adjusting my rendering mode, turning anxiety or loneliness into something else?
Exactly. You can render loneliness as freshness, aging as a texture of maturity, the anxiety of busyness as dark comedy. You can even set your entire life to cyberpunk, ink and wash painting, or absurdist theater style. The scariest thing is believing you're stuck watching that tragic drama, live no less, when in fact, you can just change the channel.
Changing the channel, that's such a fun metaphor. But then it hits me, if everything is just rendering, does striving even have meaning? Does the love I give even matter?
Haha, that's the emptiness you felt earlier. But here's the interesting part, when you realize everything is hollow, everything is rendered, you actually gain true freedom and compassion. You see that everyone is running and struggling in the same virtual theater. You no longer have to fight the world, you just understand it, and you can even play this life game with a sense of humor.
I see. So this isn't avoidance nor giving up, it's a higher level way of savoring life, right?
Exactly. This is a kind of transcendent wisdom. You realize that all the splendor around you, all the aches in your body, all the worries in your mind, they're just your biocomputer rendering reality. Since the world is pitch black, you are the only colorist. You decide whether to render loneliness as clarity, aging as maturity, or troubles as humor. What you truly control isn't the outside world, it's yourself.
Wow, hearing you say this, life suddenly feels like it has an entirely different kind of freedom, like I can finally breathe.
Exactly. This is what I call letting everything follow the heart. You're no longer led by the outside world, you return to the projection room and adjust your projector. Once you adjust it, the world naturally changes with it. The world you see is truly a reflection of your own mind. You finally understand, the source that renders the entire universe has been in your hands all along. Once you grasp it, you are free.
Wow, so what should I do now? Should I start by wiping away all my stubbornness and biases, and pull myself out of this default channel?
Exactly. You can slowly erase all those heavy colored layers, stubbornness, prejudice, the achievement logic that tells you how life should be lived, wipe them all clean. When you do, and the battery of your VR glasses is almost drained, when the darkness returns, you won't feel fear. Instead, you'll feel a freedom like never before, because you no longer have to play the role that life has been chasing you into.
So, does this mean we become the directors of our own lives?
Exactly. Each of us is a lantern bearer in the darkness. Wherever your light shines, there the world exists. When the light goes out, the world disappears too. You might think you're exploring the world, but really, you're expanding the reach of your own lantern. Once you realize this, you truly take control of your life.
One last question, if everything is just a rendering, then the conversation I'm experiencing right now and even the sense of wisdom you're sharing, is all that just my brain rendering it?
Haha, That's the most fascinating part. Who is the you that experiences this insight? Are you the one dreaming, or the one being dreamed? In this world, a dream made of bioelectric currents, you are the projector, you are the colorist, you get to decide all the colors and rhythms of it.
I get it. Life really can be like an amazing play, staged, colored, and directed by me, and no one can take it away.
Exactly. So friends, if you've listened this far, take a look at your own life's projector. Maybe it's time to change the disc, the colors, the style. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, so more people can explore the rendering secrets of life and play their own grand performance.